Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, makes great gifts 24/7. Amazon.com, check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also cool T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and phone cases, a lot more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can also buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show, and make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's a former Death Row record producer and who worked with Ice-T, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Nas, AZ, Nature, Ice Cube, NWA, Exhibit, and more. He also served as a music coordinator, programmer, and also assistant composer for the series American Soul, played by Fame, and also Tiny and Toya, also the Parkers, Frankie and Neffy, Monica's Still Standing, and songs that turned into just using certain programs like NCIS Los Angeles, Empire, The Chi, The Neighborhood, America's Next Top Model, and Keep Up with the Kardashians, and a lot more. And he also joined an amazing group headed by Gil Laredo, the CEO, and also COO Stacy Choi of NFT Drop, to leverage blockchain technology to build NFT collections. And he'll put that in really simple terms. And he was also a DJ in one of the films we'll talk about as well, too. A nice throwback. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios on the way to Hollywood, the amazing, multi-talented former Death Row record producer and also part of the NFT Drop, and the amazing, multi-talented Chris the Glove Taylor. Chris, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
That was amazing. Thank you, man. And I want to say thank you to all my people over there, Stacy Choi, Gil Laredo, and Rod Thompson for over at NFT Drop that are looking out, and Eileen for handling this publicity. Thank you.
And also Rod Thompson, we forgot to mention him as well, too. He was the quiet one, but you know what? He loves to make noise, believe it or not. We forgot to mention him. So Rod,
Yep.
So Rod out there, we love you. We didn't forget about you. So
Nope, can't forget Rod.
That's right. Yeah, he's the engine that makes it happen. So your former Death Row Records producer, you worked with Ice-T, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Nas, AZ, Nature, Ice Cube, NWA, Exhibit, and you also served as music producer, music coordinator, programmer, assistant composer for the series American Soul, played by Fame, Tiny and Toya, the Parkers, Frankie and Neffy, and Still Standing, and more. You also had your music featured in NCIS Los Angeles, also Empire, The Chi, The Neighborhood, and a lot more. America's Next Top Model, Keep Up with the Kardashians, and you also joined the NFT Drop adventure as well, too. And what's your role in it? We'll talk about that. And also, you also got started, and I remember from way back when, 1984, breaking as a DJ. Oh my God, I think that really started the whole thing. But first of all, before we get into all that, Chris, tell us how you first got started.
So what I did in the beginning was, at about 12 years old, I learned how to play the organ, right? So my mom, she sent me to Toussaint McCall, who had a gold record for a song he wrote playing the organ. So I go in there to take these dreaded organ lessons, and I see this gold record. I'm like, what's that? He goes, if you do this, you could get that. So I was
Wow.
the best student ever at that point, right? That was a great trick, bro. I learned how, but he was right because I learned how to play that organ, and that breaking record was my first platinum. So he was right. I had learned how to do that, and I got that. It wasn't that simple, but that was the first step. So I learned the organ. I got into high school. I was in the marching band, but I played keyboard because we were short trumpets and we needed melody, and I got forced into the band. Next thing I knew, I'm playing on a stage at all the football games. Excuse me. I'm on a platform playing the Fender Rhodes. So I loved being in a high school band. It was like being a rock star. So
Ooh.
from there, I went to high school. I went to college to be an aeronautical engineer. I went to design rockets and stuff, and I really wanted to design a space shuttle. And I get there, and the space shuttle takes off. I'm in high school going, that's secret programs. I didn't know it was that damn secret. So
Mm.
I left school, and I was roaming around my neighborhood, and I just was trying to figure out what to do. And it, God said, be a DJ, which there was no such thing. I had no idea. There's no YouTube, no podcast, no nothing. So in short, I became a DJ. I had to reverse engineer and figure out how to do everything, including scratching records. But once I
Oh
got,
yes, that was like the ultimate goal. It's like, scratching records, competition, everything. And I remember that so well. I only did that for weddings.
yeah,
Sometimes I did that just for fun, bored, or sometimes just piss them off if I'm having a bad night. So
absolutely. Yeah, man. And it was all about that. So the performance art, playing records and music the way you played them. So I got really good at it. And I went to deliver some equipment to this club called Radio, which the movie Breaking is based on that club.
mhm.
So what happened is these club owners saw me. They said, hey, we hear you're a DJ because word expert or whatever. I was a DJ. I was like, yeah, I'm a DJ. These guys were like New York City. They were one was from Belgium and one was from Paris.
Wow.
Those people that come from Europe and become so New York, they make New Yorkers go, you guys are New York. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's right. It's almost like the Beatles coming over to America. It's like, we're going to show you
Exactly.
how it's done. That's right. It's that mentality. You're right.
Yeah, but they don't mean like we're going to show you. They come to learn it, and then they go other places and do it. So they learned all the New York stuff and brought it to LA. It was the first place where you could see graffiti art and breakdancing and DJs in LA at one place. And that was a happening at the time. So much so that we ended up doing the 1984 Olympics opening ceremony party with our show because of the effect it had on society. So the people who used to come to this, the owners of this club came to me and said, hey man, are you a DJ? I'm like, yeah, I'm a DJ. They're like, we want you to be our DJ. What's your DJ name? I'm gonna put it on the marquee. I was like, DJ Chris. They're like, nah. They said, no. We'll have a name for you when you come back. So I go back at 11. I'm supposed to play at 11. It says 11 p.m., The Glove. I said, okay, that's me. I got my name in lights, and ever since then, it was no looking back.
Huh. That's how you got the name, The Glove. That was part of breaking. They asked me a DJ. I mean, that's just fascinating. It's just like you think breaking didn't have an effect. I'll tell you one thing, it really had an effect on everybody, and maybe it'll make a comeback one day. Who knows? So,
Yeah, but it was funny because the breaking part, so all of this happened before the movie. When we had this club going, it was a community center. So these guys, this is no movie. A year later, we got Sting and Michael Jackson and Prince. These guys are the people that come to the club, and Madonna performs on stage with us, and we got all this stuff happening. Then they made the movie Breaking. And
oh
I
my
wore a
gosh.
glove as I played so people would know my name by looking at me.
That's really interesting. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career besides dropping out of school, going to DJ? What was that one precise moment that simply said, this is it?
So I'm standing at the club. We're filming this movie, and I'm in it. We're making $1,500 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Money's good. Everything's great. And I hear the producers. I had a girlfriend at the time, Lisa. She and I were standing, and the producers were talking about they were about to hire Africa Bambaataa to do the music scenes. And she said, "Go tell them you do music." And I had just bought a drum machine the week before, so I told them, I said, "I do music. We don't need that. This is LA." Really strong too. Didn't believe a word I was saying. Those guys said, great, you do the movie. We've got 2 scenes, 20,000 each scene. That's 40,000. You go do that.
Wow.
I was like, yeah. That was the moment.
Oh my gosh. It's like
Ding.
yeah, it's just like my jaw was dropping, but it's invisible. I'd be like, all the way down the floor like in the cartoons. I'm like 40,000 just in 2 scenes. I mean,
yeah.
that's
Then I
ultimate
got
easy
paid.
money.
Wait, then I got paid to do the trailer, another 10,000. Then I got paid to put those songs in Missing in Action. And then they asked me at the last minute, they said, can you make a rap talking song out of that piece that you did for one of the pieces in the film? So I said, yeah, I took one of the beats. I went and found the only rapper I knew, Ice-T, and had him rap the song over the music that I had already written to get another check.
Wow.
Yeah, they was giving checks back then. Nowadays, you got to be clever.
Yeah.
I'm still clever though.
And of course, it could be like Bitcoins, digital, and everything. We'll talk about that. But where's some of your favorite artists, singers, and musicians, and everything else growing up?
Yeah, exactly, man. And it's a wonderful thing though to be able to have that freedom to create music. I was a DJ most of the time when I couldn't make money. I just DJ. I always got money DJing. So.
And who are some of your favorite artists, singers, and musicians growing up?
The reason that I produce music, people don't really know, but there was a guy by the name of Boss Gags. He had a song called Lowdown. For some reason, that song Lowdown made me want to make music. Something about that song. I wanted to create music ever since I heard it.
Oh,
there was all the sounds in it, and I was like, then I used to like Steely Dan. Steely Dan, Peg, and all that. They had a little new keyboard kind of sounds. That's new. Remember, it was just an organ, a piano, and a Fender Rhodes for most of life until 1969, 70. Art Odyssey comes out. And then Mini Moog. This synthesizers were created in the early 70s. But we had music way before that. So, that music, I start hearing those synthesizers. I'm like, I like that.
And now you put them in action as well, too. We'll talk about your amazing career in Death Row Records, working with Ice-T, Dr. Dre, and more, and your fantastic career. Some of your other music. We'll get into, in being an NFT. But first, listen to the Mike Whitener Show at the MikeWhitenerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Whitener Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Whitener Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Whitener Show at the MikeWhitenerShow.com on over 30 podcast platforms. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Whitener Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Whitener Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Whitener Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. And support the Mike Whitener Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, the MikeWhitenerShow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Whitener Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here on the road with Chris Glove Taylor, former Death Row's record producer here on the Mike Whitener Show en route in Hollywood in his little studio. And, tell us about the time you started Death Row Records and all about your company as well, too, especially working with Ice-T, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and more.
Oh, yeah. So the way that I was so it started with Dr. Dre in 1989. I signed to a company called Ruthless Records with Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and the NWA, all of that crew. He had just produced Michelle, and she had a hit record on R&B, and I had an R&B group, so he wanted someone like that to do. He wanted to continue with R&B. So that's how we met. And but while we were at Ruthless during that first year and a half, there was some contractual issues between us and Eazy-E, and as most people know, we left and formed Death Row Records. So it was a violent time, but none of us got hurt. But It was an image of violence. So anyway, Dr. Dre and DOC had got $1 million for publishing, and they wanted to start a record label. So DOC had a bodyguard who was going to assist Suge Knight. He could help with getting everything facilitated. Eventually, Suge Knight ended up running the whole label, and DOC was nowhere to be found, but in the studio writing words. Hard place where co-owner, 50% to go. But and then it became a dark place of dark things happening, almost to a point of with me leaving. But the music was fantastic. Like when we could work, we made music that was groundbreaking and incredible. We had a way of encapsulating the sound of the time. And that's how we ended up in the Library of Congress, because it actually, the Chronic album sounds like Los Angeles in 1992.
Wow, that was something, and very groundbreaking indeed. And of course, you had worked with those guys too. And who would you say your favorite was? And also maybe some interesting stories, or maybe something a little bit hilarious as well too. So,
well, I'll tell you, my favorite of all of those to work with was Dr. Dre himself. Actually, I produced vocals on Dr. Dre. There's a song called "No Diggity" with Teddy Riley's group Flack Street. I actually produced his. Well, he produced himself. I just recorded him and said, "You sound great," but you need somebody to support you when you're doing that without bringing any kind of negativity. So that's what it was for him. But I think Dre and Dr. Dre was my favorite person to produce. Now, when I was working with Dre, my favorite person to produce was Snoop. He's just easy. Funny story. Mixing Snoop Snoop has a lisp and a whistle that we heard when he was rapping, and Dre figured out he could turn the equalizer to get the whistle out and the lisp. So if you listen to the Chronic and on Doggy Style, Snoop sounds completely different than he does on all the other records he's ever done. Even to this day, most people can't get the whistle out.
Huh. Boy, you know something? I've been behind the board as well too, and I still can't figure that out. That would have been a big challenge for that.
But it's two brains. Me and Drake figured it out. It was like two parts. You had to EQ the whistle or shrill, but you had to de-S the top end. You understand what I'm saying, being a sound guy.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Pulled out the sound of it, made it a whole nother sound.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And of course, all the technology as well, too. It's like I got a bunch on my computer as well, too. And I still play with it. I don't mess with any interviews, but then my own personal projects, I could do whatever I want with it. So that's the whole thing. So,
yeah. Back then, though, you got to remember when we were making music, I started making music. There was no terms like looping or sampling. We created those. And then the next year was a sampler. Oh, what does that do? It takes the beat. Oh, that's what we do. They call it sampling. Okay, that's what we do. You know what I mean? Looping, all of that stuff. There's terms, people don't even understand why when you say loop, or why when you edit, there's a razor blade. Like why do the Pro Tools and the other DAWs have a razor blade for editing when you can just have scissors or something? Because we use a razor blade to edit tape.
I remember those days. Yes, I told you earlier before we went on, I've been in since 1982. I remember the magic razor blade. That was like the big things, like how close can you get it? You had contests and whatever else.
Yeah, you got that right. That's right. So yeah, it was wonderful. Making the music was fantastic. It was some dark times, but I'm doing a documentary and a video and song about that called Cahuenga Boulevard. It talks about some stuff we did over in that building. It sounds like it right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that sounds amazing having a documentary on that. And of course, speaking of documentaries, your music has been featured on American Soul and also played by Fame, Tiny and Toya, and also the Partners, Frankie and Neffy, and also music on NCI Los Angeles, The Chi, and Neighborhood and more. Maybe tell us about some of that, and probably some of your favorites as well.
Well, I'll tell you, my favorite is I had a show called Empire. And what I did was I wrote about 6 or 7 pieces of music and down groups we call stems, like percussion, the drum, the vocals, stems are. And I gave those to the composer, and he used those stems throughout 5 years of the show. My music all through all of the different
Okay. All right.
compositions.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds interesting. I think we're breaking up a little bit. We're here with Chris the Glove Taylor here on the Mike Wagner Show. Chris, looks like you're back. I guess
Oh yeah, you
somebody
missed
from
some.
Hollywood was trying to jam you up or something. So
All right. Something happened. It was an alien tech that just came in and zapped us. Look back there.
uh-oh.
You see that? That's the under the city.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought I was going to try steal your NFTs. We'll talk about that, but then continue on what you're saying as well, too.
Yeah. So what I was saying was, wow, I lost my train of thought. Where were we?
I think it was what was it? Still Standing.
Right, with the music and
and Empire too. I remember now. Empire.
Right, the stems. Yeah. So I heard the music throughout the show for 5 seasons. I give them music in a day, and it just keeps on coming back. And it ended up as one of my pieces was the love theme for the girl and her. She was cheating on her husband for a while. I played my song for weeks.
Wow.
It was great. So yeah, I love doing music for television. That's the first alternate reality. Radio and television are alternate reality. Those are the first metaverse. You can grab resources from a place that doesn't exist.
And of course, speaking of metaverses as well, too, we'll talk about another metaverse you're involved in called NFT Drop. We'll talk about that in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit our line at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with former Death Row record producer and part of the NFT Drop revolution, Chris the Glove Taylor, after this time out. We're back with former Death Row Records producer, music coordinator, programmer, and part of NFT Drop, Chris the Glove Taylor here on the Mike Wagner Show. And Chris, we talked about going into the metaverse with your music and everything else, and you joined NFT Drop recently. And tell us how you got involved with it.
I got involved with NFT Drop through a friend of mine, Rod Thompson. He and I had done some work together on some other things, and he was a web guy that I knew, and I know that he was active in crypto. And he hit me up and asked me if I wanted to do something, in collaboration with his company, NFT Drop. And I met Gil and Stacy and decided to do some things. We're going to drop something in particular. My whole thing with NFTs is to be a freedom. So I can do something with them. I can do something for myself. I can do something with someone else. It's all cool. It's nothing that off limits.
And of course, too, that people think of NFT as like really almost like difficult, almost like crypto, Bitcoin, and there's still some people out there that are rather skeptical about it. And then perhaps you can also explain the concept of NFT and just put it into simpler terms. Why is it the wave of the future, and why it can be so easy.
So absolutely. So first of all, an NFT means non-fungible token. So what that means, if you just take the word fungible and change it to spendable, you understand it better. It's a non-spendable item. Token being what it is on the blockchain. So imagine if you have a baseball card of Babe Ruth. It's worth $1 million, right? So you take your Babe Ruth card and you go to Ralph's, or you go to whatever food store you have out there, whatever, and you want to buy bread. Well, you can't buy bread with your card. It's worth $1 million, but you need to go take that to someone, a broker that can turn that into money. Then you go back to the store and buy it, right? So even though the baseball card was valuable, you couldn't spend it until you turned it into currency. That's an NFT. It's something that you can have that has value that you can't spend, but you can convert it and then get resources from it that turn into money. So for instance, let's go back to your podcast. You can take an entire podcast or an episode. Let's say you got a great show. You realize whenever you make these recordings, you own these. You're the one who has them on your system. So this is your master. I'm allowing you to own this. So you can take this and create, let's say we have this great whatever. And so you know what, I'm gonna make this an experience. It's an NFT. So what I'm gonna do is get a good recording visually of it that I like a nice movie looking thing. I'm gonna get the audio good. I'm gonna have a piece of artwork, like a cover art for a CD, and I'm gonna have 1,000 copies of it. And then you sell it for, I don't know, $100. So
Okay.
you sell 1,000 copies for 100,000. That's $100,000.
Wow, that's amazing. So in other words, like say, like say, take a podcast of you and I, just this particular episode. I make 1,000 copies of it, and then you just turn around and convert it like NFT. You sell for $100 an episode, and then I come away with $100,000. Or we come away with $100,000. Is that right?
Now yeah. Well, what you would do is say, hey, an honorable man would say, hey, I'm about to drop this on the NFT, blah, blah, blah. Let's chop it up. And, I'm going to want something, but I'm not going to want half because it's your show
Right.
and it's your stuff.
I'm
but a fair,
I'm
yeah,
saying
but no,
example,
that's
yeah.
fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's totally fair. So, but what you would do is do that. You'd split it. Yeah, we was here and we parked right across the street, but we paid here. Was that cool? Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Still
It's
riding
okay.
out of there.
It's okay to take a break as long as you got your to your destination safely. As long as you didn't,
Yeah.
your driver did not text and drive. Tell him.
Oh,
don't
he does.
drive.
He
Okay.
doesn't text and drive. He's amazing, bro. This is his
Oh,
car too, so we good.
oh,
So I tell
good.
you this though. So yeah, so you can do your you can take anything. Let's say you got now you get into certain trademarks. Like a friend of mine owns some Ernie Barnes artwork, and he can't take that and sell it. But he can take a photo and get a 3D rendering of the photo and then sell that experience of his painting. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
What you do with NFTs is you sell, like I can't get this Ernie Barnes painting in my house, but I can buy the NFT of it and put it on a digital wall monitor in my house and have it hanging, like as if it were my painting. So like a person earlier today was asking me, well, NFT is just a picture. Like, how can I get that in the real world? I said, well, if you bought a Picasso, what would you do? Put it in a frame and put it on the wall. So you buy this NFT, you put it in a frame and put it on the wall. You buy you a digital NFT monitor, $200, and you can post your NFTs all over the house. What are you talking about? It's easy.
Wow. So it's like the digital monitor acts like an actual picture frame.
It's a visual scape, and these artists are so great. You won't even see that. All you'll see is the art. This place I'm going into, hopefully we'll stay on the phone long enough. You'll see it won't break down, but I'll actually show you what I'm talking about. But that's one way of bringing it into this reality, as well as what we call a utility, which means, let's say the same NFT you have of that. Remember I said my friend had an Ernie Barnes painting, and then he got a 3D rendering. So let's say you decided to make it a one of one and you sold the actual painting as well. That's called a utility. You can buy my NFT if you win an auction, then you take it out and you get the real painting in the mail.
That's really interesting. I'm still getting a grasp of this, and of course, it's in the early stages as well too. And then when you're done, you get your NFT currency, and you make whatever it is. Now, can that be turned into actual currency, or would it stay as a NFT currency?
Okay, so cryptocurrency is what you're saying,
right?
Is what the NFTs are based on. So it might be based on, let's say, Ethereum. So if it's on the Ethereum blockchain, then Ethereum, the value of your NFT travels with the value of the currency, just like the value of oil goes with the value of the dollar. It's exactly the same. Right now, gas is $1 million because oil is high. That's the only reason. It ain't high because they can't get it. It's just they got a higher price. The same thing with this. If Ethereum is $3,300, it could go up to 33,000. And your NFT that's worth 1 ETH, which is 3,200, turns into 320,000 overnight because the currency climbs. So there's multiple ways to benefit with this digital artwork. And you're an artist. You make these. This is a podcast. This is art. So you're able to do this easily. You can do excerpts. I have a 3-second clip from my show like this right here. You see how we got this and we're talking?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's very cool, right? So you take that, we make it into something cool, and then you add a dope piece of picture or art, like you take this and make me 3D, and people buy it. They see. So you have what they call in Web 2.0 in the real world, they call fans. What we like to call in Web 3, they're friends. They're not fans. They're people who support us and they love us. So what they do is, I left my whole crew. What they do is they watch your podcast, they pay for it regardless if you're there. People support us, bro. They don't really listen to the music every day, but they buy it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That means they love you. So people support you.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, we're here with Chris the Glove Taylor here on the Mike Wagner Show. And also, too, that, I'm still trying to understand this as well, too. Like, say, we do the 30-second clip, we sold it, and then it gets out in the metaverse and everything else. And then,
No, that's okay. I can make that simpler for you. This is how we do it. So we make the clip. You got a 30-second clip. This is what we're going to do. We're going to make 1,000 copies of this clip. We're going to mint 1,000. And we're going to sell 1,000. Like I said, $100. Once you sell them, people can play them wherever it's like an MP3 file or video file. Yeah. And it works on your wallet. But what you do is you attach a utility. Like if you do events or if you do, I don't know, you can say you can come, you buy 10 of them and you can come on my show. You got to give them something in real life. And that's what triggers them to want to go get a wallet and become part of this, because I can now tangibly feel it. Like you're starting to understand. I can see you. You're starting to lick your chops a little bit. It's starting to make sense. It's easy money, bro. Wait till I really talk to you and you really understand it. That's where I'm now. I'm at an NFT LA event to go learn some more. So I'm doing the work for y'all. Y'all just have to pay me later.
We certainly do so, and I'm sure there'll be more questions about NFT in the future as well too. And where can we get more information about NFT Drop, and how can they get a hold of you, your staff, and everything, or get more information about NFTs?
Okay, so you can contact me on Twitter at Chris the Glove, spelled normally, Chris the Glove, or you can find me at Instagram and Discord and Telegram as Chris the Glove or Chris Glove _. But yeah, we're making a film, like I said, and we're discussing this with everyone, trying to get as many people as we can to get involved with wallets and stuff. Because we need more people with wallets to get sorry, it's like New York, look.
No, it's perfectly okay. It's like, we love reality like this. So, come out of your little studio and on the way to the convention, and we'll get more information as well too, and love to have back and give us updates. We're here with Chris the Glove Taylor of NFT Drop, and also a music coordinator, programmer, and former Death Row Records producer here on the Mike Wagner Show. Chris, a very big thank you for your time. You've been totally amazing. What else can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond, Chris?
So this year, the reason I'm attending this convention too is because I'm about to drop a musical visual NFT of my own, my first song. It's called Cahuenga Boulevard, and it's about Death Row Records and the time that I spent there during 1990 to 1992. So that's pretty much what I'm doing this year. And then I have the Ganja Gala on April 16th. I have a cannabis company, a legal cannabis company as well, called Sweets. We do blunts, tobacco free, we do them for the metaverse as well. So I'll explain that at another time. But yeah, man, it's a lot going on, but 2022 is going to be crazy for us. Look, I want to show you what's inside here. Let me show you.
Oh, absolutely. In the meantime, while you're taking a little venture, just a couple more things. What do you consider biggest influence in your career?
I believe the biggest influence in my career came from Leon Silver's, the producer. So check this out, bro. Watch this.
Okay.
I got to turn this around. Oh, here we go. Whoop.
Ah, there we go. The flip one. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it.
This is a screen.
Wow, that is amazing. Oh, that's so beautiful. It's like taking a picture with a professional 35mm camera.
Here, let me show
Wow,
you
look at
something else.
that. Oh, that's so beautiful. Of course, if you listen to audio version of the Mike Wagner Show, you can also vision as well too. And we're here to just create magic over the airwaves as well. So, oh, that's just so beautiful. Maybe just describe a little bit, Chris.
Yeah, so we got a panel here. I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm gonna step outside. I'm gonna show you here. These guys are creators.
Wow.
This is a panel. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay.
So VIP area. Up here now we can talk.
Okay.
So
and we're going up the stairs, and also let's just finish up. Who else your biggest influencer career? And I think we just we're continuing about that until we got into the lobby area.
Man, you guys are. Oh, this is just something. I was like, okay, I went in there and I was like, but I thought they were having a meeting.
They have access to the VIP room during the day. But the VIP, the night party will be separate. And we're gonna.
Oh, so I just go there outside. I know. Thank you, man.
Right.
Now I'm doing an interview. I'm gonna finish that. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh no. Oh no problem. Just another thing. What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Right now, whatever it is you do, don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. That's nice too, dude. Yeah. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. The best advice is to move forward and to keep it pressing. Don't ever believe my battery's done. Yeah, don't ever believe what they tell you, bro. Just do it. Nobody can tell you nothing because there's 8 billion people on earth, bro. Somebody out here loves you.
That's right. Yeah, and that's a very important thing to remember. 8 million people out there, one person loves you. That is such great advice. I love
man. Just stay with your thing and just drive it home. Don't let people tell you otherwise. That's not it.
That's exactly perfect advice, Chris. We're here with Chris, the glove killer of NFT Drop on the Mike Wagner Show. Chris, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Learned a lot from you. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact, where can people purchase, check out your stuff, and also get more information about NFT.
So we're going to do an NFT drop at the end of April. You'll be able to find that on NFT Drop _ I believe it is, on Instagram. And then I'm Chris the Glove on Twitter. That's where all of the Web3 stuff happens. Twitter is the most important. So you also can find me at christheglove.com. That's where we're going to do all our drops. We got this thing dropping on 420 Cahuenga Boulevard. Look out for it. Death Row.
We certainly will do so. Once again, Chris, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. We wish you all the best. And you definitely have a great future ahead of you. We'd love to have you back on really soon.
Hello. Take care. Yeah.